Once more into the abyss, my friends, once more into the abyss. Stare into the infinite regressione. Oh, check it out. Look what this is. You know what you stepped into. You know what, at first you were like, terrifying, scary. I don't know what this is. God. Grandpa, is that you? Is that you, Grandpa? Should I walk toward the light? And then all of a sudden, no, hey, pull it back. Don't get so morbid. Don't be weird about it. Yeah, it's our friend here. You know the one. Riff and Craft with Rem Pemberton of the Clemson Pembertons. Hey, let's get this party started. A little theme song. You know how we do.
This has always been the theme song.
It has.
This has always been the theme.
Woohoo.
This has always been the theme song.
Yup.
This has always been the theme.
Excitement. Ah, the cha. The cha is what makes it, people. You know the cha makes it. The cha makes it happen. Majang, here we are. Let's join this one. Yes. What? Oh my god. Hold up. It's checking links. Did my server go down? Is my server not up? Did you? Hey server. Are you having problems? Are you having... Okay, let's stop our server and start it again, I suppose. Okay. Canst not join theater. Give me just 1 second. I need to restart I need to reboot the world. You know how we do. Oh goodness, I gotta pause this video because now I'm receiving call from the wife. No worries, people, no worries. Look, here we are. We are in the world. But we are not of the world. 'Cause we are children of the Lord. And when I say the Lord, it is tempesting. Oh, it has to be like lightning and ging. Lightning ging. Hey, didst thou grow pompions in mine absence? No. Thou didst grow skellies in the friggin' pumpkin patch. You dingus. I could not be furiouser with you if I were Paul Walker. Or Paul Walker's corpse. Sorry, I don't know if you knew. He died. Hell of a way to find out. But, it is what it is. Oh, it despawned because I'm so very high above you. But I don't love you. Oh, let's do the thing because I did this. Oh my god. I did this t'other time and it was exhilarating. Let's see if I have the nerve. The sheer, the chutzpah. The chutzpah to do it. Yes, friend. Right off the top of the tower. That's how we do in this Minecraft world. Anyway, that was fun. Let's do it again. I want to go all the way up to the top and just jump off again. Don't be concerned about the Christian iconography in my son's building. I don't know if I've shown you everyone's homestead, but maybe that should be the thing that I do. Yes, we're riffing, we are crafting, but you know what? Sometimes it's more about the craft. Sometimes it's more about the riff. We try to get both. We try to work in elements of both. Let's see. Oh, Magoo, you done it again. Oh, that's delightful. That is a good time. I don't know if you know about good times. Okay. First of all, it's a television program about an African American family living in poverty and trying to make their way on up. They'd love to move on up to the east side and finally get a slice of the pie. But are they the Jeffersons? No. They gotta deal with, like, easy credit ripoffs, temporary layoffs, hanging in a chow line, which we all know that that's the line now. Thanks, Chappelle's show, because we did not know what the frick that line was. Oh, look, these are my paintings. Don't worry where I got them. They were definitely, I had them always. The artists were like, I want you to have this. Never mind. Don't worry that they should, be hanging in the Louvre. The Louvre. Obviously, this is the hand of God touching Kung Fu Man, as painted by Michelangelo, the Ninja Turtle. I've got two of same. This is Donkey Kong for the 2600. Duplicates. Man, I got duplicates in my collection. That's some bull crapitude. Oh, this is Skeleton being drawn like one of your French girls. This is Karateka. I'd be upset if it wasn't. Maybe it's like international karate. Karate. Okay, this is a spider. What's this? A tuffet? I don't know what the crap the rest of that is. This is a little kid riding a pig. Just kidding. No, is this a young woman who gave birth to a pig? That's a step back. Yep, that's definitely a pig baby. Oh, more duplicates. God, Flaming Skull, you'll be my friend, won't you? Oh, yes, you will. Because look at my secret room. Woo! No one, and I mean no one, ever thought of using a painting to hide the entrance to a secret room. No one thought of it. Because I'm the one who invented the concept. I invented it. You know I did. Just kidding. I did not invent the concept. It's just, it's funny. Like, I was looking up all sorts of complicated piston doors and stuff. And then I decided at a certain point, I'm like, I don't want to put that kind of effort into it right now. Like, maybe someday, maybe at some point I'll have some, like, wildly complicated. Oh, hold up. Let's pause and talk to my wife again. My goodness, people. My goodness. Hey, by the way, you know what's funny? So I was in Lowe's the other day, and I heard what I thought for the briefest of moments was my ringtone. No, it was not my ringtone, because my ringtone is the actual Star Trek The Next Generation theme. Like, I have the soundtrack, and then I took the theme from the soundtrack, and I snipped it up, put it on my phone, and made it my ringtone. Like, I created the actual ringtone file. Someone else out there actually went out and bought the Star Trek The Next Generation theme. It was the guy behind the paint counter in Lowe's. His phone goes off, and I hear the theme song, and at first I'm like, ooh, is that my phone? And then I notice, I'm like, oh, that is of noticeably poorer quality than the one that I made for free. Like, it's true. Did you know that if you just go into Audacity, take the music file you want, snip off about like 10, 15 seconds is all you're going to be able to get. Save it, compress it down. You're not going to get the best quality, so don't be looking for like, yes, it's going to be a 320, like we're going to rip it at 320 MBS, like, like we do, or is it KBS? I forget what the unit of measurement for the, for how big the, whatever. Clearly, I'm a technician of technicalities. Anyway, regardless, the fact of the matter is that, as long as the file size isn't too big, just email it to the email address they use on your smartphone, download that attachment, and it'll recognize, like, hey, this is a very short music file. When you click on it, it'll be like, did you want this to be your ringtone? And you'd be like, yeah, I do. And they'll be like, heck yeah, let's make it so. Anyway, so if you remember from my older world, I had a big sign that said "but" also. Might have said "buts." I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. It said one or two other. This is a two-sided sign. On the one side it says "but." On the other side it says "fart." So we're keeping it classy, San Diego. We are keeping it classy. You know how we do. Anyway, yeah, my lovely wife was not thrilled, shall we say, with the discovery of giant butt sign right outside her house. But, you know, her son built 3 giant crosses. So I don't know how to feel about that business. Oh my God. She got to get serious about getting. Oh, I should have brought her some netherrack because I actually have some. Oh, this is her mine. Like, her mine is like. This is how she do. She doesn't mess around with like stair steppies. And I know that like this is not a new concept. Obviously, a lot of people are like, yeah, you don't need to mess around with stair steppies. Anyway, so wow, still down farther still. Anyway, but yeah, as you can see, she does the strip mining, and she is like way wicked invested in the strip mining processes. She definitely gets a lot of resources that way, and good for her. I think it looks ugly. I think if you just clear out all the blocks, then it looks much better, even though it's a lot more work. But you know what? Rome wasn't built in a day, nor was the vast underground mine that supplied all of the precious jewels and golds and silvers and such nuts. Love the terracotta floor, though. That's very beautiful work. Very typical of my lovely wife. She's not done finishing the interior. Yeah, so she has massive. I helped make this a reality. I planted a bunch of that. I don't know if she knows that, but it's true. She has a little fountain. Whoop. And I think, yeah, you could just follow it down and then you're in the pool. As she got that terracotta on the pool as well. So all around, lovely house, lovely abode. Look at this affront to God and man. So far, it's a giant structure that has no point whatsoever. It is deep slate, uncolored glass, and so far a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns. So I'm trying to like, I gotta look up and figure out how to get pumpkins going quickly. Anyway, we're gonna come over here to my son's church. House. Yeah, that's right.
Dad, it is actually like a church.
It is. It even has signs on it that you definitely put there. We'll see what these signs say. All hail Gibbers Crabst. Gibbers bless you.
I did not write those signs!
The Church of the Lowercase T. Cave under here. Anyway.
Yeah, that one I did right.
Yes, he did write that. Anyway, so my daughter over here, she built this structure for the axolotls. She's got some axolotls, you know. Everyone's very excited about the axolotls. I am not that excited about the axolotls.
Yeah, axolotls are useless.
They're pretty useless. But she does have some things. Oh, so these signs are from when, like, I dug her a mine so that she would stay out of my mine. And then, yeah, it's over here. This is the mine that I dug for her. Anyway. And then, oh, yeah, that's right. She killed a traveling merchant, like you do. And then she's got some sheepies and cows. She's trying to crossbreed sheeps and cows. We've not had the talk with her. Just kidding. Anyway, so here's a couple more Casas de la Estudiantes. Yeah. Anyway, these dogs. These are not my dogs, obviously. Oh my god, they got bees working and stuff. This is for real. They're not putzing around. Wait, can you walk on that? Oh. Cannibal peasant groans. Okay. So, this is the Michaela House. Anyway, and it's got mostly nothing on the inside. Oh, I might sleep in that bed soon. Anyway, axolotls, bunch of them. So that's a thing. I like a lot of the business they got going on. They got some interesting designs. So that's the downstairs. This is a little upstairs, downstairs duplex. This is a Trash Comet house. Yeah. There's also axolotl access there. Wait. Oh, balcony access. A whole new world. Anyway, bed over here. I'm not going to go through the chestesses because that is rude and improper, and nobody likes it when you do that because, you know, it's just not nice. It's not kosher. It's not okay. Anyway, wait. Big old painting. Is there a, you know, something behind it? This looks like, you know, secret door nonsense, but it's probably just they put Timbers right there. They put Tim Burton right there. Anyway, so yeah. Where's that cannibal peasant that just keeps groaning? I don't know. I think they have a cannibal peasant trapped. Anyway, it's you know, kind of scary and ridiculous. Anyway, there are other people who have gotten in on the server. It's just I don't know where all of their encampments are. If they have any, these are just the ones nearest to me. We're gonna go jump off the roof of mine again because I have entirely too much fun doing that. Carrots. Oh my god, where did you get carrots? I'm gonna steal some of these and plant them back. Like you know I'm gonna plant them back. Like I'm good for it though. But I'm good for it. Like I absolutely will plant carrots back. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sweet. I get 5 carrots of my very own. And my daughter will never know unless she watches this video, which, let's face it, the chances of that happening, not good. Not good that people other than me watch these videos, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, regardless. Oh, is that those Saki Inkies? Yeah, that means there's axolotls in here just killing fools. Hey, I wanna sink to the bottom with you. Anyway, remember that, like, Fountains of Wayne, like 10 years after their first album came out, they won Best New Artist because they came out with Stacy's Mom, which, like, is admittedly a ridiculous song. Like, it's not their best song. Even they would say that. Like, what is their best song? They have a really good song called Prom Theme, and it is heartbreakingly good. Like, it's really good. I love Prom Theme. It's like, it's a prom theme, but like a little too self-aware. Like, if it were actually anyone's prom theme, you'd just see, like, kids take to the dance floor, start dancing, hugging each other close, and then they start listening to the lyrics, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, is that what life is going to be like for us? You know, it's that kind of a song. And you know what? Like, that's why I love it. Yeah, Fountains of Wayne. And is his name Adam Schlesinger? Am I remembering correctly the name of the lead singer? I don't know. I'm not looking it up right now. But he passed away tragically young. Um, wait, now I have to look it up because he might have died due to COVID. Like, because he died recently. Let's see which one is much more likely to. Uh, let's look on this one. This is my school account, so you know. Anyway, let's see. Fountains of Wayne. First of all, okay, Fountains of Wayne, 95. Their first album came out in 96. It had a bunch of good songs. Radiation Vibe, really great song. Sink to the Bottom, great song. Joe Ray, probably my favorite song on the album. For the longest time, it was Sink to the Bottom, but Joe Ray, excellent song. Yeah. Oh, Please Don't Rock Me Tonight. Like, this is like, there's some good songs on this album, is what I'm telling you. So when did it come out? 96, 1996. Yep, released October 96. Then, yeah, when was the one that like, oh no, it was almost yeah. Okay, Stacy's Mom, 2003. So I guess it wasn't a full 10 years after, but it was several years after, you know, enough to where it's insulting. You're 2 albums in. Fountains of Wayne released to some critical acclaim. The critics who heard it were like, that's good, we like that. Utopia Parkway, that's the one that has a prom theme on it. Really good. Anyway, you know, good. There's some good songs on here. People were a little down on it because it's a little more somber than the debut album. Some people were, you know, I don't want to make Weezer comparisons because God knows Fountains of Wayne has been compared to Weezer enough. Anyway, let's look up our friend Adam Schlesinger, which I did. Died of COVID-19. He was 52. And I tell you what, like, Adam Schlesinger, I'm obviously good at saying such names. He recorded a lot of really interesting things, like, you know, for the Man Show back in the day. For those of you who remember the Man Show, Adam Carolla, Jimmy Kimmel, you know, that show got a lot of bad publicity as being like, oh, it's just this show, this like this knuckle draggy Neanderthal kind of a show. This is what people assumed it was because of the way that it was promoted. And because they had the girls on trampolines, the juggies, but like, you know, if you take out those elements entirely, what are you left with? Well, you're left with a wickedly smart sketch comedy show. Like, for real. Like, a really, like, one of the best sketch comedy shows of its generation, you know, right up there, you know, with a lot of things that were happening at the time. Certainly, you know, like, Ben Stiller had the Ben Stiller Show. That was a sketch show, fairly short-lived. It was, you know, I really like some of the sketches in Ben Stiller Show, but like, it was arguably better than the Ben Stiller Show in a lot of ways. Even though I still watch Ben Stiller Show stuff, I have it on digital versatile disc. The only person to have ever said that in 2020. The people over at the you know, there's still people at the DVD consortium who are like, better find something to do with my life, you know, and then they hear that, like, hey, did you hear there's a random guy on YouTube who used the actual thing that we want to get people to use, so that people, instead of thinking like, oh, it's only for video, that I'll think it's versatile. Anyway, not so versatile anymore, are ya? DVD. Bet you wish you were some kind of Blu-ray. Anyway, they probably do. They probably do. Let's not mock. Let's not make fun. Anyway. I don't know if that's the best way to farm pumpkins. Like, I don't know. I've only ever farmed pumpkins one way, and this is the way. This is how we do it. This is how we farm the pumpkins. It's how I've always done it. It's how I've always done it. Am I wrong? Well, I'll tell you this. No matter what I do in Minecraft, there's always someone to tell me that I'm doing it wrong, that I'm a useless waste of space, and that I should go kill myself. And I don't want to. That's offensive. Tell somebody that's... I've lost people to suicide. It's no good. Don't even joke about it, friend. Anyway. Because, hey, guess what? Beginning of last school year, you know how we decided we're like, hey, let's have wars in the Middle East. And people were like, why? I was one of those people who was like, yeah, but why though? And they were like, it'll be fun. Come on. Get behind us like you did in 92 or 90 or early 90s, whenever it was that Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait, and we were like, but there's oil in Kuwait. And we're like, Saddam, how dare you use those weapons that we sold to you to do something that we don't like? We're going to take you out. Oh, my God. And then we went back for, like, no reason. They didn't even pretend. They weren't even like, we think Saddam is in Iraq. Nope. They didn't even. Oh, by the way, we just pulled out of Afghanistan, and that country is going to the dogs. Who could have predicted it? Who? As it turns out, you probably shouldn't let the religious fundamentalist extremists run your country. Like, just word to the wise. If you have religious fundamentalist extremists, that is definitely a redundant term if ever there was one. Like, if you're a religious fundamentalist, you are by definition an extremist. And quite frankly, I could make arguments regarding just, being religious in general and the problematic nature of that. But, like, people don't like you to say things like that at parties. Oh, sure. Yeah. Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons and people can go door to door and be like, hey, let's talk about religion. And you're supposed to be like, no, thank you. But, like, someone is like, hey, let's talk about not religion. And people be like, how about you shut the freak up? Like, it is like, I'm sorry. I didn't invent the concept of... Oh, I was talking about this. Here's a fun thing. Are you a person? Chances are you are a person. And chances are that as a person, you are not religiously affiliated, which is like the fastest growing religious identity according to, I believe, the Pew Research Forum. I could be wrong. It's one of the major polling organizations, so it's either Pew or Gallup, someone like that. Anyway, so yeah, they did the research on, like, what is the fastest growing religious identity, in terms of which box do you check when someone is like, hey, religion, ? And as it turns out, interestingly enough, the number one choice in 2021, none of the above, not affiliated. Like, that is the number one choice. And it's interesting because, like, yeah. Oh, that one just sprouted a pumpkin. Anyway, uh, it is interesting because this is not to say that the people who mark none are not religious at all. It's just that they are not cool with organized, dogmatic, top-down, hierarchical, like, we will tell you what to do and we will control your access to the sacred. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, freaking laymen are doing it for themselves. Like, they have realized, like, wait, I don't need a third party to control my access to the divine. I can control that on my own terms. Thank you very much. And they're not wrong. Like, since when do you need these large, ham-fisted organizations? Because you've heard me say my thing about organizations, and it is absolutely true that over time, organizations will cease to exist for the benefit of their own members, and they will begin to exist for the benefit of their of the continued existence of the organization itself. Like, eventually organizations exist to serve the continued existence of the organization itself. That's how that works. And so, you know, it begs the question, like, hey, if someone is seeking is some form of divine concept for, you know, the purposes of bringing order and justice and goodness to their life, like, why do they have to go through a third party to have access to that? Like, oh, because you went to divinity school? Who gives a crap about that? Like, what did you learn at divinity school that was so much more important to my life than my own lived experiences, you dingus? So, yeah, those traditional models of religiosity are breaking down. And quite frankly, I think it's a good thing, because organized religion wields entirely too much power in this world. And you can see the many, many ways in which they use their power for evil and not for good. And I'm not making any wide sweeping generalized statement like, oh, all organized religion, blah, 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 blah. Like, no, I'm just saying that in as much as people desire to have that sort of a world concept, like, they should have the power to enact it, control it, you know, determine who and how and why and where, and not have to take marching orders from some guy in a suit. You know what I'm saying? Some guy in a suit who, by the way, is enriching himself off of the widow's mite. You know what I'm saying? Like, why the crap is that our model for religiosity? You know what I'm saying? Like, there are so many better ways to do it. And among them are, like, just freaking do it yourself. It's 2020. You have the books that you need. You know, you have sacred texts. You have access to nature. You have access to the wisdom of ages. Go for it. Like, don't let some dingus tell you what is and is not, what should and should not be considered religiosity. And I think that's a beautiful concept, and I'm all in favor of it. Even though I myself, you know, have a different leaning entirely. Now, the funny thing is, I would love to go on and on about, like, where is my religious concept derived, and how do I get these things, and how do I feel about it? You know, except for, like, it is technically illegal for me as a teacher to state such preferences around my students in the classroom. I'm not allowed to state preferences such as these. So so I don't, and I've gotten very much in the habit of not doing it. And so yeah, there's a whole thing. But yeah, I spoke with multiple students this week because I made like so we were reading this particular I'll tell you exactly what we were reading because you should read it if you've never read it. It's When the Clock Strikes by Tanith Lee. She wrote a I think she wrote multiple collections of interesting takes on fairy tales. When the Clock Strikes is particularly noted, and is there are a lot of feminists who are like, we like this one. And it isn't very hard to see why, but regardless of whether or not you have any feminist leanings, it is an excellent story. But anyway, as a result of reading that story, we were talking about, because the Cinderella character is vengeful, and she is working out vengeance on. Wait, actually, I shouldn't do that one right there because the pumpkins from the other side won't be able to grow. Anyway. So she is like wreaking vengeance on behalf of her family, and specifically her mother. And she's this like evil, vengeful, cold-hearted, frigid witch of a character. And it's really fascinating, what happens to the story when that is instead of being this sweet, like, singing to the birds kind of a character. Anyway, but yeah, so in the backstory to the tale, it was there's a duke, and the duke, when there was soon to be Hold on, let me pause this real quick. Anyway, regardless, sorry, paused it. My daughter just got back from a friend's house. Anyway, glad I closed that door. It got dark in a hurry. Anyway, so yeah, we'll go up here on the skywalk and take a look, see what's up here. Anywho's, it's yeah, my daughter was over at a friend's house and she just got back. I remember going to friend's house as a kid. Very exciting. Few things as exciting as going to play at a friend's house. Anyway, regardless, yeah, I still want to keep that in case I go traveling. Oh, look at all the burning jobbies and skellies. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno. Let's see. Now, the thing I've wondered is, will any of them seek the relative... Like, this last time I built a structure that was up high like this, and there was, like... Because you can see the shadow right there. Whoop. Of the that's the shadow cast by this row of Jack of Lanterns. And anyway, so the last time that I had a structure that cast a shadow, all the mobs would just, when the sun came out, they'd just hang out in the shadow. And so every time I came down from my house, because my house was like, it had a, tall ladder like this, and then it was a giant pyramid. And they would just hang out in the shadow of the pyramid. Even though back in that version of Minecraft, you couldn't even see the shadow. but it was there in the game settings. It was like, no, there's an object above that's blocking the light. Therefore, this is shadow, and so yeah, it was a whole deal. Anyway, regardless, let's put this here. Let's put this here. Oh wait, no, it's got to go. There we go. Whip. Okay. Jump. Doop doop. Boop. Doop doop. Boop. Doop doop. Boop. Slowly but surely, I'm making something. I don't know what. I don't know why. I just, was reminding someone else about the benefits of jack-o'-lanterns as lighting. I once built in my last server, I was building a giant tower house with jack-o'-lantern floors, because then you don't need any torches or lanterns or anything of the sort. You just have sweet jack-o'-lanterns. Anyway. There we go. Lay down my jack-o'-lanterns. This is if I knew what I was going to do with this, I would have made it smaller. I thought I was just going to make a giant walkway covering everywhere and then potentially make multiple ladders up to it, but then
you're gonna have to plant lots of pumpkins.
I have planted lots of pumpkins. This is my pumpkin patch. My patchwork of pumpkin patches.
You're not gonna be able to see through it anymore.
Oh, you can still see through. I'm not going to do the entire floor. I'm just going to do around the edge. Yeah, with pumpkins. Anyway, people. So, yeah. Oh, I was talking about our Cinderella story that we read in class. So,
I know.
the kids,
Yeah.
that loud noise was my son. He's going to he's giving you the password to his Terraria world. Feel free to join. Anyway, so the fact of the matter is that I had students who were like, wait, she's wreaking vengeance on someone who did no harm to her family whatsoever and did not know the harm that his father had done. Because, the prince really didn't know that his father had seized the kingdom through treachery and murder. And, and the only person left alive in that bloodline was the Cinderella character's mother. And so the Cinderella character's mother, without giving too much away, she has certain alliances of a very interesting nature, which make the story awesome. And so she has a means of wreaking havoc and of exacting her revenge, which women in fairy tales often only have what feminists would call soft power. They don't have any real tangible power, but they can be like, hey, you know how I'm pretty? How about I get one thing that I ask for one time? And that's how it goes for a lot of women in fairy tales. Anyway, so this story does not really, there is some usage of soft power, but by and large, the women in the story don't mind the sound of other things happening in the background. My lovely wife and my son are playing Terraria. Anyway, so let's get back in it. So, the women in the story do not exercise actual power. They only exercise soft power. Well, no. Women in most fairy tales only exercise soft power. But yeah, there's another power that the women in When the Clock Strikes wield, and it's really fun and fascinating and awesome, and you should definitely read it and enjoy it. Uh, anyway, the book that it comes from is out of print, but you can find the story online because every college professor who knows what's up makes their students read that story because it's what's up. So, I make my students read it because I know what's up. How do I know what's up? Because I had a professor in college in my master's program who knew what was up. Anyway, that's how knowledge gets passed down generation to generation. Somebody knows what's up, and then they just tell other people what's up. Anyway, so yes, it was funny because the question came up, like, is it fair for this prince to be punished, for something that he personally did not do to the Snow White character or to her family? And everyone in class was like, no, that's not fair. Like, he didn't do anything. From all we can tell, like, he's a reasonably decent person. He's trying to be nice and honest and open and stuff. And what is he getting for it? He's getting some crazy girl who's like, attacking him from the shadows and whatnot. He didn't even know what's going on. And it's funny because I was like, oh, you don't think he deserves vengeance? Why don't you believe in Christianity? And they're like, what? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. You must not have ever read the 10 Commandments. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, you'll see. You'll find out when I'm talking about 10 Commandments. So I'm like, okay, what is the first of the commandments? And they're like, thou shalt have no other gods before me. And I'm like, right, that's how that one starts. That is not how it ends. Like, that is the beginning of that commandment. That is not the end. There's a lot more interest and intrigue there. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, well, let me quote from memory from the King James Version of the Bible. I gave them the part about how the Lord will answer upon the third and fourth generation, the sins of them what hate him. And I was like, yeah, so I was like, don't think too hard about this, but most people stay in the religion that their parents raised them in because it's obviously the right one. Otherwise, your parents would have raised you in a different one. Except for, like, Muslim parents raise their children in Islam because they believe that that's the correct religion because they were raised in it and their parents raised them in it. And if you were living in a Muslim country, then chances are that you would believe that Islam is the one true faith. These fun things to think about. Anyway, but I was like, yeah, so, imagine that, like you do, that Christianity is the real one, but, like, imagine that 3 generations ago, so this is not your parents, this is not your grandparents, this is your great-grandparents, and I'm like, show of hands, how many of you actually know your great-grandparents? Most of them were like, nah, I don't know that fool at all. What? I hear the wandering merchant up here on top. How could he possibly be up here? He's not. I would be so impressed if he was this guy walking around with a llama like, hey, you're gonna do bad deals? Do you want some bad deals? Oh my God, he is up here. Hello, friend. These deals are terrible. Why do you never have any bad deals? I don't know if the deals ever get any better, but, like, do I have those kind of emeralds to waste? Come on, dude. Like, it sounds like a great deal, but like, I'm gonna have to pass. Also, where's your llama? This is a creepy thing to wake up to. This is just there. Wait, hold up. I gotta make sure all the mobs are clearing out because my sword is 3/4 dead. Now, it's funny because, like, if I were my daughter, I would just slay him and take his wares because that's how she does, apparently. Oh, his llamas are down there. He up here, llamas down there. Cool. Anyway, I'm going to jump. I'm going to walk right off the edge. Whee! Sploosh. Man, that's fun. That is a good time. And the funny thing is, like, okay, you know, people who are anti-Minecraft will be like, but bro, those graphics are booty and whatnot. And it's, he dropped his lead. Wait, can this be my llama now? I think it might be able to be my llama now. Wait, why is my thing full? Get out of here, stupid flower. I don't even want you. Get out of here, other flower. I don't even want you either. Let's... Hey. You are my llama. Oh my god. It's my llama all of a sudden. I don't even have an animal pen. I'm gonna go put it in my daughter's. She has an animal pen. So, Leah, daughter, I'm putting another llama in your llama pen. She's not even listening. She got the llama by murder. I didn't murder anyone. Just the traveling merchant was like, I think he teleported to the top of the. He must have teleported to the top of the of my tower, but the llamas did not teleport with him, and so now, like, oh god, oh no, oh no, oh no, this has gone very badly. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, come on, llamas, come on, get in, both of yous. Okay, holy Moses. Can I tie this off anywhere? How do I get rid of the? Because normally you just tie it off on a loom. I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay. And then you break it, right? Boom. Okay, got it. Sweet. There we go. Glad I remembered how to do that. Boop. Okay. Daughter, one of the llamas in the thing is mine. I thought she had the white one. I was trying to be all smart by taking the brown one, but apparently she had the same. Oh, I could go back and get the other one. I mean, there's nothing that says that I can't. There's no law of God or man. Anyway, but it was fun because I was, explaining to my students, like, so if your great-great-grandfather converted, from Christianity to Islam, then you would have been raised in Islam, and you would probably believe that it is, the one true and correct religion on earth. And so, like, isn't that a bit problematic? Because you're doing what your parents taught you was right, and you're going to be punished by God for it. He's gonna punish you for it, Like, it's that thing where it's like, you better dang well make sure you know which religion's the right one, because you're going to get punished for it. That's why, like, ecumenicism is, once again, How many times do I have to come out against ecumenicism on this channel? But I always come out against ecumenicism because it's bullcrap. Like, it's just people acting like they don't think that the other people are going to hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, yeah, it's one of those core tenets that, like, people will really truly believe that, like, unless you are exactly the same as me in terms of religious belief, then you're going to hell. And then ecumenicism is, like fake politeness in the face of believing that everyone you're hanging out with is going to hell. So I ain't got no time for that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I ain't got no time for ecumenicism, but I don't. I think it's fake. I think it's better to just be upfront and be like, I think you're going to hell. Like, because why wouldn't you? That's how people used to do it. Like, come on. Like, either they is or they ain't. Let's not mince words. Like, if it's so all-fired important for them to be a part of your belief system in order to not burn for eternity, then you better freaking well tell them that they have to jump ship and join you because you're the only one that's right. You know? I mean, right? Anyway, I didn't pose it exactly like that to my students. I just basically was like, oh, you don't believe in punishing people for the things their parents have done? You know, and I mean, I could have gone all the way back to Adam and been like, well, Adam and Eve, and now here we are. I gotta earn our bread by the sweat of our brow, and doesn't that suck? Wouldn't it be nice if, carnivores didn't use their canines, but instead we're like, I eat grass now, even though it's kind of hard because I don't have molars. Wouldn't that be nice? It would, but it ain't the way it is. Like, sometimes you gotta confront what is and not what might be. Anyway, I'm starting to get some decent pumpkin growth. It just takes a while for pumpkins to start taking off. Then once they do, then you're like, sweet, it's Halloween time. Spooky, scary pumpkins are shivers down my spine. Boop, 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 ba-doop, ba-doop, boop, boop, ba-doop, ba-doop, boop, 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 ba-doop, boop. Hey, mashup, I bet you didn't know that you could spooky, scary skeletons into the Cantina song from Star Wars. But when is it not the right time to sing the Cantina song from Star Wars? It is always the right time. Boop 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 boop. Hey, ho, you coming with me? Wait, what? I hoed the wrong area. This is hoeing bits that weren't even connected. Okay, I guess I can plant there too. I got a butt ton of pumpkin seeds. Ah, no. Come on, dingus. Boop, boop, boop. So, I had a lovely victory today that allows me to spend a little time doing things that I enjoy, because I was all concerned about how long it would take me to get my my canvas shell up, because when you were doing Blackboard back in the day, like getting Blackboard stuff up, you could spend an afternoon just getting your Blackboard stuff up, even though you already had all of the content. It just was a bit of a pain in the neck. But with Canvas, you can actually import Blackboard content if you want to, and it'll like straight up import your Blackboard course and be like, okay, here's all of your readings and assignments and things. Do you want to just go ahead and change the dates and stuff and maybe do some minor upkeep on that? And you'd be like, yeah, do precisely that. Anyway, so, yeah, I taught my first Canvas version of English 101 last year, and I was looking over my last year's one, and I was like, I could reuse this, and so I just imported it in Canvas, and then all of my stuff was there. I didn't have to do anything other than wait 15 seconds for it to upload. Like, it was magic. You know, never believe it's not so. Anyway, so yeah. Boop 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 boop. Oh, you think you're still up here? Oh my God. I don't see him again.
He's your roomie.
I don't see him in the nighttime. I hear his noises, but I don't see him. He's going to wake up a foot from my bed again, and he's just going to be right there. Watch. Whoop. Ah, God. I didn't think he was going to be there. Dude, did anybody tell you you're terrifying? Were you drinking a bucket of milk?
Yeah.
Like, what do you need milk for, buddy? You got mining fatigue? You been getting into it with some guardians? Oh, man. It's scary as crap, though. Just having him roll up on you like that. That's... Nobody asked for that. Nobody... Is that a spider on fire? Oh, no, it's a spider jockey. I was like, why is this spider on fire? Yeah, you don't see those too commonly. Anyway. You know, I really should be chicken farming because I have a really good crossbow now. So,
Hey, Rodney.
should be chicken farming because I have a decent amount of flint and I could be making some, making some arrows of various types. Boom.
Yeah,
Boom.
one earlier that was diamond.
Oh. What? So that's why I was able to make
Okay.
it in the chest.
All right. Boop. Boop.
Yep.
Boop.
Ow.
Oh, but yeah, I just now remembered why I got onto that topic. It's because I had multiple. Oh God, I meant to hit W and I hit S. I almost walked right off the edge, and there is not water immediately below there. I mean, I would have landed like, if I were lucky and landed correctly, I may have landed in the water portion of my garden there, but like, my luck, So, yeah. Hey, we're gonna make it, friend. We're gonna make it after a haul. Anyway. Oh, I did it again. My God. I wonder if this will affect that portion of my garden. Like, if it will not get enough sunlight because of the pumpkins that are blocking the sunlight. Okay. And ultimately, I'm just going to need a whole lot more coal or charcoal. Better deals? No. You silly McGilla gorilla. Well. Anyway, I don't like your deals. I hate to tell you, your deals are terrible. And I'm coming down here, back down to the ground where I have both of your yamas. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm really digging this new world. This is very fun. I like the new server. It's making me happy. And I've had a lot more action on it, a lot more students logging in. I might need to allocate more system resources. I don't know what my current memory load is. Because you know how when you're setting up a server, you tell it, like, hey, here's the min and here's the max. And most people will just do both as the same number. Because you're almost never going to be running at your min. And you will very often be pushing right up against the max. Yeah, I don't know what I set up as my min max for memory on this. So we'll see. We shall find out. Yay, I like Jack of Lanterns. Jacks of Lantern. Bam. Bam. So here's the one thing that I'm a little concerned about. Is that so we are going to be, this is going to be the first time since COVID really took a strong hold that I'm going to be teaching my 101 course. And in my 101 course, we talk about death like a lot. Like a lot. Like an annoying amount of a lot. Like I have students who are like, we get it, it's death. And I'm like, you're darn right, it's death. Always is. Never forget. Anyway, so yeah, the thing about that is that, you know, obviously there are multiple students who've been affected by like death and near death of friends, family members, loved ones, etc. And the funny thing is that like I too am in this boat, you know. It's not just, wait, what was I going to build and why? I don't remember. I was going to build something and I was going to build an axe because I want to cut some of those trees. Anyway, yeah. Oh, and I need to, you know what? I'm going to go down into my mind because I need to dump some things in the incinerator. Anywho's it's, but yeah, like, they are not the only ones affected by it, obviously, because I also have had my negative experiences with death in the last year. Like, obviously, my brother passed away. You can see my multiple super long tributes to him and his life on this very channel. There's one where I play Minecraft, and that one's like 4 hours long. That was the day that I found out that he died. And then there's the one where I tried to give the thoughts. I didn't get to speak at his funeral, but everybody was like, "You should get to speak." And anyway, it didn't work out that way for reasons, and I'm not upset about it. I'm not bitter about it. Like, I'm really not, because when I put my thoughts together, they were like 2 hours long, and there is an episode on this channel of me just putting my thoughts together about him and his life. Anyway, So he died this year. That's true. My older brother, only 6 years older than me. Also, earlier than that, there was a guy that I grew up with. He grew up right across the street from me, and good guy. Uh, Good friend for a number of years. We did, when he went into the military, I just didn't hear from him, and vice versa. Life gets in the way as it does. And anyway, eventually, yeah, the next thing I hear is people are like, "Hey, he's missing. So if you uh, see or hear anything from him," and I was like, I don't know if he's going to be contacting me. And then the next thing we found was that he had died, um, and that he had committed suicide. Even worse. Uh, and why? Well, he's a member of the military. He was a member of the military, and had suffered some very traumatic things during his service in one of our pointless wars. And things happened to him that should never happen to a human being under any circumstances. And it really weighed on him. And yeah, eventually he took his own life. So that's very heavy. Uh, And, my mother had, like, both of my parents got COVID in the last year. My mother had a massive tumor removed from her kidney, had the entire kidney removed to make sure that the tumor went with it. And, yeah, so my mom had a bout with cancer, and that was terrifying. And so, like, yeah. 2020 was a rough year for many reasons, um, not least of which were the many brushes with death. Nobody wanted them, nobody enjoyed them, and yet there they were. So, yeah, and I have students who had similar experiences, and they are, like me, are going to be talking about death. And normally, when I'm talking about death, it's a lot of joking around, a lot of ha 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 ha, um, because I'm trying to not be too heavy with something that, like, it's a fascinating topic of conversation because everybody is going to experience it, and yet nobody wants to talk about it in real terms. They just don't. Uh, and so, yeah, we talk about it in my class. We get very existential is an important part of what we do. And so the fact that that I have uh you know uh had some close unfortunate encounters in the past year, it makes it more interesting, but it doesn't change what I'm going to do. I'm absolutely going to do what I have done, and we're going to, it's the content. This is what we talk about. It's going to be interesting as we get into it, especially because there are students who are currently dealing with some of these issues in their family, and so we shall see. We shall see how that goes. In times past, I've always had to make sure that I wasn't too heavy-handed. I've had members of Native American tribes who were like, hey, because of my tribe and because of my culture, there are things that you're asking me to do that I can't do. Can't talk about, can't write about in class. And I'm like, okay, we'll find you something else. It's fine. And indeed it is so. I'm not so like, no, this is my college class. You have to do what I say, like I don't play that. So, anyway, we will find out, I think, sooner rather than later if that is something that I need to be worried about. But I'm also very excited because getting into college content it's a big thing for these kids who,
You have an evil eye watching you.
Ooh, my son has an evil eye watching him. Is it mine? Wait, I should be measuring it backwards from here. So it should be boop, boop.
Mom, come up here. Don't go up there. I killed a butterfly.
Okay, there we go. Welcome to my lovely abode. I have my own traveling merchant who may or may not be trapped up there. I don't know if he knows how to get downstairs. But yeah, you know what? Before I close this out, let's look it up together. I really want to know about traveling merchant deals.
I died. I didn't bounce.
Oh.
Good luck.
Only sell items they do not buy. Should I kill the wandering trader? Yeah, I have the trader llamas.
He's in the second phase. That's good.
Spawning behavior. 6 random trades. New trades are not unlocked after trading with it. What? Manage schedule for 40 60 minutes. They want it. Despawns. Even if the wandering trader is named with a name tag or put in a vehicle such as a Minecraft or boat. Interesting. Okay. Alright. Drops milk bucket, potion of invisibility. Yeah, trading. Yeah, but his trades are so terrible. Anyway, regardless, like, okay, I have never, ever, let's see if we can look at this. This will be fun. We'll try and look at that, Enderman while inside of our, casa. Hey. Are you gonna come at me, bro?
Yay!
Hey, Rodney.
What?
We'll give you guys till 7, so we have 15
I'm
minutes.
looking
left, okay?
right at you, dude. Where did that Enderman go? I looked directly into his face. It's just that the entryway here is a really easy place to kill him. I've already killed an Enderman there before. Oh, did he despawn? That'd be some serious bullcrap if he despawned. I think he did. Well, I guess you can't always get what you want. Unless you want pumpkins, which case, congratulations. A lot of freaking pumpkins. Oh, dang it. Did I kill that pumpkin? I didn't mean to kill that pumpkin. Anyway, people, I think I'm going to leave this game because I have my least favorite thing to do. Grading. Yes, I like grading even less than I like planning, and yet it's so important. You know, it is important to teaching, that grading thing that we do, but find me a teacher who really enjoys it, and I will find you a teacher who is out their dang mind. Anyway, nobody enjoys it that much. Well, people, I'm going to go back into my mind because that's where I belong. And then I'm going to leave this game.
Rodney, where are you?
And then, yeah. Then we'll catch you in another episode some other time, I'm sure. I have no doubt. No doubt whatsoever. Hey, remember No Doubt? They used to be a ska band. And then Gwen Stefani was like, what if we made terrible music instead? And I was like, oh, this is such bullcrap. And the rest of the world was like, we love it. Anyway, regardless. All right, people, I'm exiting that theater. I'm bringing the infinite regression back your way. Whatcha, infinite regression. You can't unsee it. Anyway, this has been Riff and Craft with Rem Pemberton of the Clemson Pembertons. I am your host, Rem Pemberton. And as always, have a lovely rest of your time, and we will see you all in the next one. Okay, bye.